What's up, Bulls Nation? Peck here from CHGO Bulls. We got a live pregame show for y'all on deck. NBA Cup action is back. Game 3 for the Bulls, who are 1-1 coming into this one against the Washington Wizards. No Jordan Poole for them. We got injury updates on the Bulls side as well. Can the Bulls boost that point differential, give themselves a chance to advance in the Cup? We're talking about that next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Pregame, presented by Coors Light. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports. Will the Gottlieb, perfectly coiffed. Will_Gottlieb. And filling in for Katie, who just jetted off to Italia earlier today. It's the one and only, our dear friend Sarah Bear on the controls. What's up, Sarah? What you been doing?
Working and not sleeping.
Working and not sleeping.
Yeah, she's been going hard, man. She's also prepping for Thanksgiving, because this is around the time the people who can really cook, they start now.
6 pies this morning.
You made 6 different pies?
2 apple, 2 pumpkin, 2 pecan.
Wow.
And that's just for one Thanksgiving.
That is,
I respect that. Got more to do.
More to come.
More to come.
I went to Paulina Meat Market and picked up a big beef tenderloin today. Does that count as doing work?
Yeah, it does.
I didn't bake anything, but
but you went and did
I got up out of bed and got in my car and went to a store.
Yeah.
That's more than I did today.
And it was crowded.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chicagoans love our meat.
This is true. Hey, man, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That takes a lot of work.
I was instructed to do it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I know you just
My brother is hosting this year because my parents'
hosting.
place is getting renovated and they don't have an operational kitchen.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to Big Bro who volunteered to host. It's just him and my folks and me. And he was like, "You have one task.
Yes.
Go get the meat.
Go get it."
And I was like, I can do that.
I like that even on a holiday dedicated to poultry, you guys still go with the red meat.
Yeah, because we know what's what.
Respect.
We know that cow beats poultry every time. 10 times out of 10.
Respect.
Nice.
Do you guys eat turkey goat?
We eat turkey, yeah.
You eat turkey.
You're the turkey guy, yeah. They deep fry the turkey.
Yeah, we do.
We smoke.
We do a deep fried turkey.
Y'all do deep fried. They smoke. My brother-in-law has a smoker, so he smokes his turkey.
That's next level.
Yeah.
That is next level.
Yeah, he's not playing around. They play no games.
Well, we've got some NBA Cup action on Thanksgiving Eve.
Most sensual.
Bulls taking on the Washington Wizards. But speaking of Thanksgiving, we do have our CHGO and ALLCITY Black Friday sale coming up later this week. I believe it starts late Thursday night. However, for all of you CHGO diehards out there, it is open right now. We opened it early for our CHGO diehards. You can go and I threw it in our Bulls Discord, the promo code that you can use as diehards to get that Black Friday sale on early. 30% off site-wide, up to 75% off some items. We got brand new designs, brand new merch available in the merch store, new T-shirts, new hoodies, all kinds of new stuff. So for you diehards, that sale is open now. Get to it, get your holiday shopping on. And for the rest of you who haven't made the wise decision yet to become a CHGO diehard, I believe that sale opens late Thursday night.
Look at all that cool stuff on the website.
I mean, come on now.
They got some things, man.
Get yourself one of these.
Get one of these. Look at Go.
Oh, look, me and Go both rocking CHGO hoodies tonight.
Well done.
Where's yours, Dave?
Well, I've been here since 11 o'clock because I had to interview. Shout out to my man Ricochet. Had to interview him for the AEW event that's going on tomorrow. So that was really cool having him here. Just talked about a lot of good stuff, man. Talked about him and his work and him being in a relationship that he's been in with. Shout out Samantha Irvin. But yeah, he was a great guy. He's a Eagles fan. He wore a green blazer because of that. And I asked him, what winning felt like, because it's been a while. And then he started talking about quarterbacks, and I said, "Oh, what's that like?" And
Not familiar.
No, not just having one quarterback, consistent. You know what I mean? Quarterbacks. He went back to Randall Cunningham. So yeah, it's been a while, but he's a great guy. I can't wait for y'all to see this. It was honestly, it could have went for an hour, to be real with you. But yeah, it was really, really great, man. And he kind of opened up and shared a lot of cool stuff with us. So make sure y'all tune in and make sure y'all go to AEWtix.com. Get your tickets for the show. It's on Wednesday. Check
Golden
it out.
Force in the
Flex for you
comments
and a flex for him.
saying Big
yes.
Dave and
yes.
AEW is awesome. Yeah, you and our guy Greg from CHGO Blackhawks just interviewing all kinds of
We're doing
famous
stuff.
wrestling people recently.
Yeah, we're doing stuff. Also, the WWE Survivor Series watch along that is going to be on Saturday. Make sure you tune in for that. Sarah Bear put together the graphic for us. We'll have it up tomorrow for sure. But yeah, make sure y'all come watch on YouTube with us. We'll be watching and eating and drinking and having an absolute blast watching wrestling with y'all, man. So yeah, please.
Sounds lovely.
Glad you enjoyed that, Golden.
Sounds lovely.
Yes.
Okay, to tonight's action. The Bulls are 1-1 in the Emirates NBA Cup, taking on the lowly Wizards tonight in their third of 4 group play games.
Wizards!
They have the win over Atlanta because, of course, and the Bulls took a shellacking at the hands of the Cavs. So, Sarah, do you want to pop up that NBA Cup standings, if you have it, to take a look at exactly where we are right now? The Bulls, as you can see, have a point differential of -4 through their first 2 games. They and the Cavs have each only played 2. The rest of their Group C have played 3. Atlanta, with that surprise victory, sans Trae Young over the Celtics in their first game, are atop the group. Boston also at 2-1 right there in second, and the Wizards currently winless. You were just talking a moment ago about how fun and silly it could be if the Bulls found a way to advance out of the play-in. Oh my God! Clearly, my brain
Getting ahead of yourself.
The NBA Cup
I'm gonna
group
give you a second to
stage,
collect yourself.
because if they manage to beat down this Wizards team that is on an 11-game losing streak currently, and without one of their key players, we'll get to that in a second, and flip the point differential where they currently sit at -4. And then find a way somehow to beat Boston. They could maybe still even win the group or via point differential get that Eastern Conference wildcard spot.
Yeah, they need a little bit to work in their favor. So the Hawks are 2-1 right now. I don't think you would get a tiebreaker over them if it's head-to-head, right? Because the tiebreaker is point differential, or is
So as of right now, the reason Atlanta is atop the group and not Boston is because the first tiebreaker before point differential is head-to-head.
Okay, so
and Atlanta beat Boston.
They would need the Hawks to lose. They would need the Cavs to beat the Hawks, but then lose to the Wizards, which is probably not going to happen.
Okay.
So basically, they need to win out, and they need to get lucky in some other ways. And they need to win big tonight against the Wizards if they want to give themselves a chance to go to Las Vegas. I think it's a tough one just because they've got literally the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference in their division, and they've already lost to one of them. And then they've got the even better one coming up next Friday or on Friday.
Yeah.
So it's a tough path ahead, but having beaten the Hawks, who already beat the Celtics, there is an opening there.
Yeah, there's something there. They won their first cup game. We saw that. That was history. But playing tonight, I mean, you're supposed to destroy this team. This is what you're supposed to do.
And they'll need to in terms of point differential to give themselves a chance.
Yes, and it feels like that's exactly what they should be doing against this. And that's what you would say for an elite team or just even a team like 4, 5, or 6. You're like,
Right.
oh, no, you just go out here and you kill those dudes. It's fun. But beware. Just beware of these kind of games for the Bulls, man. Because as much as I think, like, I love watching them run, and I think they'll definitely be running the floor tonight, like, I expect no defense to be played by these teams. And I'm sure we'll go over some numbers, no doubt. Matt definitely will break that down for you. But I expect a lot of scoring and a lot of running, and I guess it just depends on if those three-point shots are falling, as they have been kind of for the Bulls this season. So, yeah, I expect a win, but a beatdown is what they kind of need.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, can the Bulls beat them down, or are the Bulls going to win a track meet because the Bulls also don't play defense? We'll get to that in a second. But, I mean, I mentioned the Bulls at just a -4 point differential. If you look at the wild card kind of standings for the Eastern Conference NBA Cup, they have a lot of ground to make up, as you see there. Thank you, Sarah. The Bulls currently down there at -4. Look at all the teams ahead of them who are either also 1-1 teams like the Bulls are, or have 2 wins in group play, but have much stronger point differentials. As of right now, the New York Knicks hold that 1 wildcard spot in the NBA Cup at 2-0 and a +14. Which isn't even good enough for them to be in first in their group right now.
That's wild.
No teams in the East coming into tonight's NBA Cup action have yet to clinch or be eliminated. I am guessing that after we get final results across the league tonight, that will, of course, change. Some of these teams will clinch. Some of them, maybe the Wizards, will be eliminated. But this is not like, the NFL recently, the MLB recently, in their, actual playoffs are just like, hey, let's add in another wild card or 2 more wild cards because playoff games are fun and playoff games make money. No, at least out of the gate NBA Cup, they're like, no, 1 wild card team per conference. I think that is plenty. I still think most of this is still largely unnecessary. But for the Bulls' sake, point differential matters. Can they beat down, as you said, the Wizards tonight, Dave, to maybe give themselves an outside shot at this coming into that game against the Celtics on Friday?
I mean, maybe. Kind of. I'm not sure. I can't say with 100% accuracy they're going to beat them down because I haven't seen them kind of beat anybody down yet. And again, their schedule has been tough. They've had a really tough schedule going forward. This will probably be their easiest game, without a doubt, of the season so far. On paper, this is their easiest game of the season. But I'm interested to see how the Wizards come out. I want to see, how much do they actually want to play, and actually want to run with the Bulls. It's not like the Bulls have a long history of destroying Washington. Washington definitely gives the Bulls fits over the years, even though they've been bad. Like, I remember Bradley Beal games of him going crazy. I remember Gilbert Arenas over the years doing stuff to them. So it's not like the Bulls haven't won those games. Obviously, they have. But I'm just not sure, Will. Like, I wouldn't put money on the fact that the Bulls will win by 30 or something like that. I would put more money on them winning, but I just don't know about that differential, though.
Well, if there is one team that you are set up to beat very badly, even if you are the 7-11 Chicago Bulls, with a -6 point differential, that team would be the Washington Wizards. Because that team right now, I just mentioned, -6 point differential for the Bulls, -16.4 for the Washington Wizards, who are 2-11. 2-13 on the season with an 11-game losing streak happening right now. They are 29th in offense. They are averaging 105.8 points per 100 possessions. They are 30th in defense, averaging 122.2 points per 100 possessions allowed to their opponents. So, I mean, they're basically giving up 16-point deficits every single game. And if you are in a situation where you're not running the clock out and you really are trying to run up the score, this is a game where you can do that. So, again, I'm not writing in permanent marker the Bulls getting a win in any game this year, because that's just, we don't know what to expect from this team in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Wizards team is, I think, by far the worst in the league right now. And so the Bulls could put themselves in position to do some things when it comes to, potentially getting out of the group play. And again, it's going to take some other things going right for them. They've got the Celtics on Friday. They'll need to win that game too. They'll need some luck from the Cavs. But if they are primed to win a game big, this is that game.
This is the one, yeah.
And not only are the Wizards bad, but they are now tonight bad and shorthanded. They've been without Saddiq Bey, a real bummer, a solid player, but he is dealing with recovering from an ACL surgery. He is out. Jordan Poole was listed as questionable coming into tonight. He's been dealing with a hip flexor. He was given the red light for tonight's game. He is out. Alex Sarr, who's been battling a non-COVID illness, is available and in the starting lineup. He did also fight through that illness in their game on Sunday, which I believe was a loss to the Pacers. So the Wizards starting lineup you're looking at tonight, Malcolm Brogdon, hey, he's a vet. He can play. Injury-prone player, but is healthy tonight. Bilal Coulibaly.
He's good.
He's good. George, but not the Paul one, the Keyshawn one. Kyle Kuzma, and their rookie lottery pick, Alex Sarr. So that is a not super formidable starting five. Bulls starting five is the same as it's been since Patrick Williams left with the foot inflammation. Ayo Dosunmu in that starting lineup, along with Giddey, Kobe, Zach, and Vooch. So this matchup, you talked about the pace, Dave.
Yeah.
Actually, before the pace, you want to give a quick shout out to Coors Light.
Coors Light. Actually, you want to give a quick shout out.
I'll give a quick shout out to Coors Light. Y'all know that we like to choose chill.
Mm-hmm.
Even on a night like tonight when maybe the Bulls get themselves an easy dub. Maybe they won't.
Maybe.
And maybe if you're stressed out, choose chill. Between work, social media, and the choice of life to throw our way, it's no wonder we can get a little worked up sometimes. Coors Light celebrates rising above all the noise in those moments and choosing a chill mindset. Turn that rained out barbecue into the Purdue and GOAT co-hosted karaoke party. Or after a tough loss, settle the score with a nice cold peace offering. Make the choice to choose chill and then choose yourself a Coors Light. It's cold lager, cold filtered and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies themselves. Make the most of the times you choose chill. Choose Coors Light. You can also get it delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. That's CoorsLight.com/CHGO Basketball. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. This could be a horse race. Obviously, we know the Bulls still coming into tonight's game lead the NBA in pace of play, possessions per 48. Number 4 on that list, these Wizards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Wizards average 102.5 possessions per 48, fourth in the NBA. And neither of these teams show a great deal of interest in playing defense. Sarah, if you will, do you have some of those defensive stats to compare just how bad the Wizards are and how not quite as bad, but also really bad the Bulls are?
Sweet
Wizards
Lord.
on the left, Bulls on the right. There you see defensive rating. Wizards dead last, Bulls in 28th. Points allowed per 100. Opponents' points per game. The Bulls take the candle as the dead last team there to the Wizards' 29th place, 122.9 per game to the Bulls' 123.9. Razor-thin margins. Both bottom of the barrel in opponents' effective field goal percentage. Both bottom of the barrel in opponents' turnover percentage. Nobody's forcing any turnovers. But there you see the last two defensive four-factor categories, defensive rebounding percentage and opponents' free throw per field goal attempt. The Wizards, bottom of the barrel there, but the Bulls, respectable.
Very respectable.
Sixth best mark in both of those categories. So
Yeah.
both teams atrocious defensively.
Atrocities.
And I am expecting a high-scoring affair tonight. I don't know if we're going to get a Bulls beatdown. I honestly don't, even with no Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
The Bulls can't stop anything.
No, they
The
cannot.
Wizards have technically NBA players on the other bench
Technically.
that will be out there playing.
Yes.
I fully expect the Wizards to eclipse 100 points tonight easily.
I expect Kyle Kuzma to just have the greenest light in the history of green lights. And whether his coach is giving it to him or not, he's going to go ahead and say, I've got the green light. Jordan Poole's not out here. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? I'm at a cockfight, Jerry. What do I have to look forward to? So, yeah, I expect him to get up a ton of shots. It's going to be a lot of running, as you definitely stated. All those numbers did nothing, just kind of reinforced my feelings. You know, it just kind of scared me even more. Like, if Kuzma catches fire, I don't know, man. That kind of worries me a little bit. But the Bulls should win this game. This should be a W for the Chicago Bulls in this game. I want to see the destruction. I would love to see it because that means I get to see some modest minutes, and I'm all about that life. So I'm interested to see how they come out shooting. Will they be attacking that three-point line, or will they be playing down to the competition? That is something that Will Purdue has talked about extensively, is the Bulls play down to their competition and have done that since years ago, continue to do those things. So I'm very curious to see how they come out on the road against this team, and they're better on the road than they are at home. So, yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just very curious, man. I think the first quarter will honestly tell me everything I need to know how this game is kind of going to go.
So one of the stats that you showed earlier was turnovers forced, and the Wizards are not good at forcing turnovers.
Okay.
And we know that that's one of the things that plagues the Bulls the most. So if a team is not going to be forcing the Bulls into a lot of turnovers, I think you're in prime position to have a good game.
Okay.
And then I think it comes down to three-point shooting. We know this team is taking a ton of threes. We know that when they make their threes, they look really good. And so if you're in a situation where you're not turning it over and you're making all your threes, you're going to put up points. And if you're in a situation where you're turning it over and you're not making any threes, you're not. And I think that is kind of like the bottom line for the Bulls in a lot of ways. Now, you're going to have off nights, even if you do take care of the ball in terms of shooting. But I feel like the way that this Wizards team defends, and Coulibaly is very good on the ball. Like, I think he's going to be disruptive on a guy like Zach tonight. Obviously, Zach's good enough to get his no matter what.
Sure.
But, like, I just feel like they're in a situation where they can really be the best version of themselves offensively, and then also going up against a team who is missing one of their best offensive players and also is pretty terrible on offense to begin with. So I just feel like they should be in a pretty good position here to do some damage.
Somebody in the comments, I think Rob, was talking about the fact that tonight's the front end of a back-to-back. You got Orlando tomorrow.
Ooh.
Does Billy Donovan rest any of his starters or go for that margin on the point differential?
He's going for it.
Meanwhile, our guy, French Bulls TV, hopefully you're safe back home across the pond, buddy, saying, going to start the MMM minutes for Mata's movement. Follow me. Dude, I'm right behind you. We talked a lot, almost entirely, all of yesterday's show about Modis, his strong play in their weekend back-to-back, whether or not he will get more minutes. If you're talking about Billy maybe trying to rest his key guys, whether it be Zach, Vooch, Kobe, if they do have themselves a wide margin coming into the fourth quarter of this one, I don't know. I mean, Billy and all of his players are competitive professional athletes / coach. They probably think, hey, let's run up the score if we can and give ourselves a shot. We feel like, hey, we can fight this Boston team. If we have a good shooting night, we give them a fight. Maybe we can still advance in this thing.
Atlanta beat them.
I am sitting here as a Bulls fan saying they're not advancing out of the NBA Cup group play. Come on now.
Yeah, but obviously they aren't going to be thinking that way. You and I are probably thinking like
I am thinking that way. Right. I am sitting here saying, for the love of God, play Modest 30-plus more minutes tonight.
And I'm right there with you. But Billy has already shown that he is going to put those starters in the game because we watched him do it. So I don't think we'll see anything different in this game. They've made their stand about what they want to do. They want to go for the cup if they're able to. So if they're able to do it, you're going to see those guys in at the end of the game trying to get as many points as they possibly can to run up the score. That's, again, first quarter is going to tell me everything about this game that I need to know tonight. But if they are close, and it is a close game, you're still going to see the starters in that game. And so either way it go, guys, you're going to see the starters in the game in the fourth quarter.
Just on that, so after the game against the Hawks, which was their home cup game, which they won, after the game we asked Billy about it, and he said he doesn't love it, but, like, them's the rules, basically. Like, that's what you got to play to. And then when we talked to Vooch after that game, he said he felt like it was a missed opportunity that they didn't run it up more. They tried to, and the Hawks kind of narrowed the gap a little bit, if you recall.
They did.
They didn't let the Bulls run up the score.
They did not.
And Vooch said, like, we have to be smarter about that. We need to understand the situation more and take advantage of that. And hopefully this can be a learning experience for us. So maybe that is an adjustment that they make tonight when they have an opportunity to do so.
And meanwhile, Diesel Armstrong in the comments saying, I don't know if Billy would rest anyone for a cup game. Maybe the league would get mad. On that note, you were just talking about it earlier, Goat. The Hawks got hit with a $100,000 fine for whatever it was that caused Trae Young to not be healthy enough to play in their cup game against Boston, which they ended up winning.
That just tells you everything you need to know about the LA Hawks. Held Trae Young out when he was healthy and then won anyway.
And then won.
Come on.
Yeah,
but
tells you everything you need to know.
I think holding a player out would be different than Billy saying, hey, it's the front end of a back-to-back. We've got a 20-plus point lead. Maybe I'll try and
the back-to-back
keep Zach and Vooch's minutes under 35 tonight if I can.
But they do have some help coming back tomorrow.
Well,
speaking of that was the news of the day across Bulls Nation. Will not play tonight, but has traveled with the team on this 2-game road trip. Lonzo Ball, according to Shams Charania, reporting alongside Ramona Shelburne earlier today, is expected to make his return to action tomorrow night, Bulls Magic. I believe I also saw a note from Casey Johnson on Twitter talking to Billy saying they're looking at that kind of 15 to 18 minutes of action in their game tomorrow night. I am hoping this means that whatever soreness that he was dealing with when they were talking in previous updates, like he's, dribbling still kind of rough. He's still experiencing pain when he's catching passes because, sprained wrists can linger and be painful.
Yeah.
But good news on that front after what it's been, a 14 or 15 game absence for Lonzo. Now we might be getting Lonzo Ball back tomorrow night, which is, I honestly, happy for him.
Yes.
But again, this opens the giant wormhole of what does Billy do with his rotation?
Yeah. Again, we talked about it when the season started. He has an unenviable task ahead of him. And stuff like this is why. It's been easier for him because guys have been out and have been hurt. So, yeah, you can move guys into certain positions and play guys for certain lineups when you don't have to worry about someone else in their minutes. But, those guys are going to get healthy. Case in point, Lonzo Ball coming back, which is great. As Matt stated, this is great news. You want Lonzo back. You want to see him on the floor again. You want to make sure he can still play. And as long as it's nothing in the lower extremities, yes, we're very happy about that. So interested to see, how Billy works that in. I'm sure guys playing bad or having a tough game makes it also easier for Billy to go ahead and move guys out of that lineup and bring Lonzo in. I'm interested to see how many minutes he wants to give him. I don't feel like there's going to be a change in his minutes. I still think it'll be between those 15 minutes that he's been getting. And, yeah, Julian Phillips coming back also. So Billy's got decisions to make, and somebody's just simply not going to be able to play.
Yeah, and again, we've seen Billy go with these 4-guard lineups. It's happening again tonight. You've got Giddey, Kobe, Zach, and Ayo starting alongside Vooch. You bring in another guard and another wing into that situation. Obviously, Torrey Craig has gotten minutes. When Julian comes back, I wonder if that will continue. We've seen Taylor Horton-Tucker and Javon Carter get some minutes in the last couple of games. I wonder if that will continue. But, yeah, this team is just constructed with a bunch of guards. And I think more than anything, it's like you got to play – you got to figure out a way to play your guys, as you said. Unenviable task.
Unenviable, man.
You mentioned Julian. He was, out of the second night of that back-to-back this past weekend with a non-COVID illness. I did see the report, I believe, yesterday's practice that he was back and participating. So assume that he is ready to go and play off the bench tonight. But Diesel just said in the comments, is it Dalen, is it Julian who might suffer with a hit on their minutes?
Not going to be Dalen.
Lonzo coming back tomorrow and available.
So.
Diesel saying Ayo seems too established in Billy's rotation to lose time. If you're talking about the trio of Ayo, Dalen, and Julian, which of them has most firmly planted themselves as, hey, Billy, you're playing me every night? It's Ayo, and it has been for a while.
Oh, without a doubt.
I was thinking about this. Is Ayo the third best player on this team?
Behind Zach and Vooch?
Yeah.
For Kobe? Interesting.
It's between those two, for sure.
Yeah.
Not to say Kobe is
I still think it's Kobe.
or something.
Also, I'm sure that there are plenty of Bulls fans who just heard me quickly say behind Zach and Vooch, being like, what? Vooch is trash. He's the worst player in the league.
No, Vooch is playing like an all-star.
An all-star.
Vooch is balling, y'all.
Yes, he is.
And let's keep talking publicly about how Vooch is balling.
Amazing. Do you hear me? Amazing. Oh, when he looked great and just a bunch of colors. It's a bunch of colors he'll look great.
All kinds of colors.
All kinds. But yes, he's been outstanding, headed towards an all-star appearance. Coach's decision. I don't care if it's coach's decision or what, but he has been an all-star all season long. Even the matchups haven't bothered him when he's playing against, these elite centers and things like that. I'm honestly excited to see them play Denver when they go there. He always plays against Joker pretty good. So I'm interested to see those things, man. Vooch has been awesome. It's been many a game and many a week he has been the best player for the Chicago Bulls. That is not hyperbole. That is a fact. So, yes, more love for Nikola Vucevic, man, for real.
So the Bulls should win this game tonight, and they should win it handily. We will see whether or not they do. It'll be interesting also to see who comes out of the gate being like, hey, let's put some distance between us and this team. Let's get this game done early. Right. Is it going to be a Zach LaVine out of the gate night? Are they going to feed Vooch early because you're not necessarily intimidated by this Wizards front court? Is it going to be a Kobe night? Kobe's had a couple of bad games recently, at least as far as shooting. He's in a little mini slump. I'm very curious to see which of the Bulls starting five say, hey, get on my back and let's try and blow this team out.
Right on the back, hop on it, let's go. I feel like it should be a solid game for Zach, But you're saying that he should have some issues?
I'm not saying he's going to have a bad game. I'm just saying I like Koulibaly.
Yeah, you like his on-ball
he's good.
defense
He's
and
very
things
good
like
defender,
that.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But I've never seen someone just shut down Zach.
No,
You know,
I'm not
like
saying that. That's why I say solid game. By
Yeah.
solid game, I mean like 29. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zach is still going to get his
size.
buckets.
Like Keyshawn George is, I think, 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
And he's the 2. Malcolm Brogdon's 6'4". Like they're a big team too.
Yeah.
So
Should be interesting. And I definitely want to see Sar. I'm definitely going to have my
yeah,
eye
I'm
on
excited
him.
about him.
We
too.
shall see Har. We have reached the 6 p.m. hour here in Chicago. That means tip-off just moments away. We will be right back here for a live post-game breaking down whatever happens in this Bulls-Wizards NBA Cup game. So join us right back here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. Also, by the way, if you aren't, make sure you hit that like button on your way out if you didn't do it yet. Do it for Sarah. Do it for Katie, who's Italy bound. Do it for Troll Joe. He's always lurking. He needs your thumbs.
Do it for Lawrence.
That's right. Do it for Law, too.
He over there.
Do it for whoever Dave was talking to in the world of wrestling earlier today.
Ricochet.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Shout out Samantha Irvin as well.
Sure. There's another name. We will see y'all right back here for post game. Enjoy the hoops. Get yourself some food, a bevy. We'll talk to you in a couple hours. Peace.
Peace and love.
We all city like the mayor.